Okay, this is part 2 of our Nation Builder for GOP Counties lesson, where we're showing you how to do importing data into a desktop database or into a database server. In this case, we're using Postgres, and then we're going to massage that data so we can send it back out and import it into Nation Builder. Earlier in the first lesson, we actually imported all of our data into the database, and it's sitting there waiting for us to simply export what we want. So I'm going to hit the SQL button, and in the earlier lesson we had a query where we were selecting the first name, last name, the email address, and all of our field names were prefaced with V because of a change we made. And so there's the query that we ran before to prove that we had the data there. So I'm going to run that query, but in this case I'm going to choose a different execute button, and I'm going to execute the query. I'm going to write the result to a file, and this is going to export another CSV file, which is exactly what we want. So row separator, we want that to be a CRLF, and we do want it to be in UTF-8. The column separator is going to be a comma, just like we imported it. The quote character will be a quote, just like we imported it. We want column names at the top, and we want all columns that are specified here in our SQL column. So we're going to click OK, and we're going to import that. Got an error, and even in spite of the error, it's telling us now that the data imported, the export completed successfully. So let's go take a look. We have emails.csv here. Let's pull up our text editor and see how it looks. We're going to drop that into our text editor. And I don't know about you, but that looks good to me. We do have some spaces stored as an email address. We can just go ahead and take those out right now if we want to. Well, there's too many of them, but we're not going to let that bother us, because once it's imported into Nation Builder, it's automatically not going to keep any email addresses that don't look like email addresses. So let's go to datavalidation.com and check this email and see how emailable this list is. Datavalidation.com will clean your email list. So I'm going to click Add Lists here, and I'm just going to drag this and upload it. And it'll take a moment to appear. And I'm just going to call this TDNR emails, and I'm going to create the list. And what it's doing right now is it's assessing the list to see how many people in the email, see how many email addresses are emailable, how many are definitely bad emails, and so forth. Just to keep our lesson shorter, I did upload this same file earlier, so we can simply look right here. This particular list is the same list that it's importing now. And what it'll do is it will assess your list, and it'll tell you how many are emailable and how many look questionable, and then you can remove the questionable emails, and you've got a pretty good list that you may be able to go with. So I'm going to click on Grade Breakdown here and show you what the report looks like. It's saying, and this is the same file as here, I just uploaded this one earlier so it could finish its assessment. It says 35% are deliverable, 31% go to email servers that accept all emails, 13% are indeterminate, and 20% are definitely undeliverable. So I would want to keep this 66% of these emails right here graded A and B, and I don't want to email to DNF. That's just too risky. You'll get put on spam lists if you do that. So we can come back and we can download this. It is going to cost some money. This particular list would cost, with 1,600 emails in it, would cost $11 to download. Believe me, it's worth the money. So that concludes part 2 of the lesson on cleaning up voter data and exporting it. We would pay for this, and then I will show you in lesson 3 how to upload this data to Nation Builder.